message. City News on 97.3 FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
Hello, it's 1700 GMT. This is 97.3 Citi FM. You're welcome to Eyewitness News, which offers you great interviews, analysis, and news summaries. I am Umaru Sanda-Amadu, and coming up tonight on Eyewitness News.
If they know he has erred, he has found for the law, invite him to come. You only want to create drama at the airport, you arrest him, then you keep him away. What will you get? What will you get? And you deny him legal counsel. The whole of yesterday when you arrested him, until now, your Manacha must know that the table will turn 2028. Nobody can break the spirit of the elephant. We are strong. This will not count Dennis down from talking.
Hundreds of NPP supporters converge on the IOCO head office in Accra to demand the release of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's spokesperson Dennis Miracle Abuaji. We'll be touching base with the office and also hear from IOCO, which says he's been held in connection with the alleged stealing of some 55 million Ghana cedis. More on that here on Eyewitness News. Also coming up on the show.
The news broke out yesterday. It wasn't easy. Yesterday morning they came in all shops, closed all shops in the town. And it started our hearts that the great king of Ghana was passing.
A great baobab tree falls. We'll tell you about the sad news of the death of the overlord of Dagbang, the Yana. And later on Eyewitness News, confusion, chaos, and arrests. Some of the themes from the NPP's constituency primaries this weekend. We'll give you a wrap of events. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and many other stories on Eyewitness News. We have business news coming up later on the show. And of course, we have Talk Back, where I'll be putting the microphone in your hands and hear from you. Send your messages on WhatsApp 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. On WhatsApp, that is the number to send your message to. On X, formerly known as Twitter, just mention my handle at Umaru Sanda or at Citi973. And the world will get to hear what you think. Use the hashtag Eyewitness News when you send your messages across. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We start off with the Economic and Organized Crimes Office, IOCO. On Sunday, the group announced, but we received information that Dennis Miracle Abuaji, former boss of the Interministerial Committee on Decentralization, former MCE, and spokesperson of NPP flag bearer and former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, was arrested. Now, overnight, the party members have been expressing anger over this particular arrest. This afternoon, the party members converged on IOCO to protest the arrest of Dennis Miracle Abuaji, demanding that he be released. Subsequently, the Economic and Organized Crimes Office, headed by Raymond Archer, issued a statement in which it explained that Mr. Abuaji was arrested in connection with the 1. Suspected misappropriation, 2. Misapplication, 3. Diversion, and 4. The theft of public funds amounting to some 55 million cedis. What is happening there now? Hansen Ajiman is my colleague here in the City Newsroom, has been at the IOCO office all day covering the protest. Hansen, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Sana.
What has been happening all day long at IOCO?
So it's been a demand by members of the New Patriotic Party together with their leadership calling on IOCO to release Dennis Miracle Abuaji, who has been arrested over alleged stealing and conspiracy to steal investigations involving some to the amount of 55 million Ghana cedis. So it's been various stores of the party coming in and out. The General Secretary of the NPP, Justin Tremakodia, was here. His national organizer, Henry Nana, here, the party's youth organizer, as well as some other art fans, Titus Super, and the representative, all media week here. We know that Senate Minister, at least at this moment, is being represented by Samuel Attah-Mensah. And also, we know that Gary Numakomako was also in there providing legal services. Then it's miracle.
Hansen, if you could just indulge me, I'll come back to you. Just stay on for me. I want to speak to the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, Justin Frimpong Kodia. He's joining us now. Was also at that particular place. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. Party General Secretary, you are muted. If you could unmute yourself and respond, I would be grateful.
Yes, Umar, I can hear you now. Good evening to you and good evening to your cherished listeners and viewers also.
Good evening to you. How is the New Patriotic Party receiving the arrest of the spokesperson of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia?
Well, for us as a political party, we are not surprised by the conduct of this government. It has been their modus operandi since they came into government on 7 January 2025, whereby they have taken delight and to be arresting our members capriciously and arbitrarily. So we are used to it, and we see this one just as the ordinary things that they have been doing as a political party. So if you are asking whether we are surprised, whether we are marveled, or whether it has humbled us, no, it has not. We have taken it normal as the behavior of the NDC.
Okay, so do you the government through the IOCO has explained why they arrested him? In fact, they said that Dennis used to come and report to the IOCO, and that further information emerged last week, which showed that he was complicit in the disappearance of some 55 million cedis, and that his accountant, when he was at IMC, has even started paying back some of the monies to the state. They put him on a stop list, by which time he had already left the country. So it was upon return from wherever he traveled to that he got arrested at the airport. This is a personal suspected crime that we are dealing with. Why should the party take it up when someone is accounting for a service that they render to the nation?
Well, to start with, Dennis Miracle is a citizen of this country, and therefore, as a citizen of this country, whenever there is an infringement on his fundamental human rights, he bestows on all of us, irrespective of our political device, to come to his aid, to let the power be that what they are doing is unconstitutional and it is wrong. So let us not even bring in the fact that he's an MPP communication director or not. That is not the issue. And I'm happy that you started your preamble with the fact that he has been honoring invitation by the IOCO as and when they need him. So what has changed? So why can't that same approach be extended? But rather they have decided to arrest and detain him, particularly when the person was returning to his country. And it's the insanity of arresting people in the realm is something that I find it mind-boggling, that the person who has traveled and is coming back home, if IOCO wanted to invite him, he could have invited him to come today with his lawyers. So the question that we ask is, what are they seeking to achieve of arresting him on Saturday? Saturday, there was no interrogation. On Sunday, there was no interrogation. Even today, as at the time I was leaving IOCO, he has not been interrogated. So the mind-boggling question that we should be asking IOCO and this government is, what are they seeking to achieve? As a political party, we are not worried about the several allegations or charges that the IOCO will prefer against him. Because at the end of the day, everyone is proven innocent until proven guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. But NDC believe and always want to indulge in public trial, whereby they channel information out there and try to sway the minds of people to believe that person has even committed a crime when the person has not even been charged. And I find it very strange that they want to relate a suspected or admitted crime by an officer from the Miracles institution, that by that extension, therefore, Dennis has committed the crime. What's the correlation between Dennis and that officer that they have mentioned? At least, if you feel that Dennis has committed the crime, deal with Dennis. What has it got to do with an accountant at his establishment? And it's all part of the political tricks. That let's paint that picture so that people will think that because an accountant in his office has decided or has agreed that he has committed this crime and is refunding it, therefore by extension Miracles have done so. And what place is this found in law? It doesn't make any sense to any of us. But having said this, Umaru, I've always said on your studio and other sister stations that the NDC government needs to tread cautiously. And it's a caution to all politicians that power is transient and no condition is permanent. Of course, no one is above the law. If someone has committed a crime, it is your duty to make sure that you arraign the person before a court of competent jurisdiction, but not this kind of Rambo-style behavior. So if NDC is establishing that per what they are doing, how they are arresting members of the New Patriotic Party, how they are intimidating members of the New Patriotic Party, that has become the established norm, then so be it. The table will turn one day. And if that's the approach that they want us to all go, so be it. That's the approach that they want all of us to go, so be it. All that we are asking from you, the media and the civil society, is that you should not treat us with any special courtesy. That we are not asking you to sympathize with us. We are not asking you to come to our aid. All that we are asking is that due process must be followed for the sanctity of our democracy. So that at least tomorrow, when the tables turn, people, all of you can rise up and say that when the NDC did it and were doing it in the wrong way, we all came out to kick and speak against it. But if we keep quiet and allow it to go on like this, and the tables turn, I'm afraid of that for the appointees of this government, because then it means that what has become established now shall also continue.
You are a lawyer, and I'm sure during your practice you've represented a number of clients who must have been arrested in one way or the other. Arresting a person at the airport would not be the first time, and it's possibly or actually definitely not wrong. Now, detaining a person and questioning them is also not wrong. I'm sure you've encountered that a number of times. What you do as a lawyer is to begin the appeal process, either the bail process, either at the facility that is holding him, if it is a law enforcement agency, or you go to the court. Why have you not opted for that option and rather chose to go on a demonstration? My question is, how would this arrest have been better than what happened where you put a person on a stop list, they arrive and they are arrested and handed over? People are arrested in their homes, in their cars, in church. In fact, it has happened before. So what is wrong with this arrest, for which reason you thought that protest is a better way than going to court?
To start with, putting a person on the stop list, was it communicated to the person? No. Was the person aware? No.
Is a person supposed to be alerted of that? If you are put on a stop list, are you supposed to be alerted?
No, what would be the rationale behind putting a person on the stop list? I can
read it for you. The Iyoko statement says, and I'm going to read for you, and I'm not holding brief for Iyoko, just trying to put the issues out. It says that following significant new findings last week relating to suspected fraud and theft involving Mr. Dennis Abuaji, who is already aware of the investigation and has already visited the office on it, Iyoko initiated an operational plan to effect his arrest this week. As part of this process, Mr. Abuaji was placed on the stop order a week ago to prevent any sudden travel that could impede the investigation this week. Unknown to the office, he had already departed the country. Upon his arrival at the Kotoka International Airport on Saturday night, officers of the Ghana Immigration Service executed the stop order and handed Mr. Abuaji over to Iyoko on Sunday morning. He subsequently accompanied investigators on a search on Sunday, which is expected to continue today. What was wrong with this in law?
I'm very surprised that you're even making that point. What's the essence of a stop list? The stop list affects a person who is traveling or a person who is returning to his country.
I would presume it would be for someone leaving the country.
Yeah. So what's the logic in affecting that stop risk? If the person is coming back to his country, one, then two, you ask an issue of as a lawyer when a person is arrested. Is there? Of course, certainly not. There's a good reason why Article 14(2) of our 1992 Constitution made that pronouncement that when a person is arrested, restricted, or detained, the person should be told immediately. The word is immediately of the reason why he's being restricted or has been arrested or has been detained, and must have access to his lawyer. Ask yourself, is it what has happened when he was arrested on Saturday? Was he given access to his lawyer? And by the Constitution, within 48 hours, if the person is not charged, he should be released. We have gone past the 48 hours. So at the end of the day, if the person has not been charged, how do you make an appeal? How do you ask that he should be given bail? If Iyoko is silent and he's just keeping the person in custody without letting him know the reason why he's being detained, Umaru, how do you make an appeal? How do you ask for him to be granted bail? And that's the issue we have with Iyoko. And that is the issue that we have with Iyoko. If you believe that the person has committed the crime, charge the person. Then we can start discussing about bail condition or arraign the person before the court. But if you have not done that, then it means that the fundamental human right of the person is being infringed upon. And that's the issue that we have with this government and Iyoko in particular.
The Iyoko says it would grant him bail when the time is ripe, just as it has done for Mr. Gerald Appiah. Does that not satisfy your party base?
Umaru, so the time being ripe is determined by Iyoko, is determined by the law. So if the law says within 48 hours, the person is not charged, the person should be released. Does it mean that if Iyoko is still doing investigation and it's taking 72 hours, taking 1 week, the person should still continue to be in their custody? Is that what the law says?
They said they'll grant the bail in accordance with the Constitution and the laws of Ghana. So I would presume that they would respect the 48-hour rule, either put him before court to continue to keep him or grant him bail from their side. But we haven't seen the clock tick 48 hours yet, have we? So could it be too early for you to have started your demonstration? Do you think you should have perhaps waited to start your demonstration tomorrow or protest?
Well, at least we know the behavior of Iyoko since 2025. And we know that it can go beyond the 48 hours. So therefore, as a party, we have advised ourselves. So let's wait and see whether within the 48 hours he will be released or not. But the question that I've asked you, which I've not gotten answer, is what was the reason for Iyoko detaining Rakus Abuajo for Saturday and Sunday without even asking him without even telling him the reason why he has been arrested and detained, without even any interrogation? What were they seeking to achieve?
I think that question.
And this is the person that Umaru, you've said that he has been on invitation by Iyoko. This is not the person who has denied or has refused to attend to Iyoko and as and when they need him. So what are they seeking to achieve?
I think that question would be answered by Raymond Archer and Iyoko, because the statement that I'm reading from actually is on the letterhead of Iyoko without a name, but we have signed indicators. So we don't know who signed this particular statement, who would be the better placed person to answer the question. But my last question to you before you take leave of us. So are you going to do a vigil in front of Iyoko tonight if he is not released? What is the plan of the party?
Well, Omar, it's not an issue of whether we will do a vigil, whether we stay there throughout the night. It's an issue of asking ourselves the question that what the Iyoko is doing, the behavior of this government when it comes to arrest of political opponents, whether it is right or it is wrong. That's the issue we need to talk about as a country, and whether the precedent that they are setting is good for our democracy or not. That is the issue that, as responsible Ghanaians, we should be asking ourselves.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
Thank you.
That's the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, lawyer Justin Frimpong-Kodia. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I do have Hansen Ajiman still, don't I? Do I still have Hansen Ajiman, the EOCO head office? Yes, Hansen is our legal affairs correspondent. Hansen, back to you. I've spoken to the General Secretary. Of course, he has summarized their frustration. What is the situation looking like there now? Are the supporters still there? I saw earlier videos of a team of men on motorbikes approaching EOCO who were being prevented. Now, I've also seen men both in police and military uniform. Paint a picture for us of what's happening now, some 22 minutes past 5.
It's a bit toned down what's happening. Some members of the New Patriotic Party and some of these young men who are on motorbikes around here at the headquarters of EOCO. Nothing dramatic, if I can put it that way, happening in the form of the drumming and dancing that we witnessed in the afternoon. But at the moment, a lot of them are just waiting, hoping to hear from lawyers or Senate traffic. We were told about an hour and 30 minutes ago that EOCO had begun interrogations of miracles. And certainly it will be after these interrogations that the conversation of bail will be shared, and then the lawyers will know the conditions and processes they will have to take to execute the bail conditions. What we also know is that some of his close associates have made available charities who are willing to stand in for him when the bill is finally granted. And I must say that his member of parliament, the person of Amiratu, he is also in the UK building, and he is being represented by Samuel Attah-Mensah. So standardically, a lot of these, or a number of these NPC members are just waiting anxiously to know what decision you will take as far as Miracle's request for bail.
Thank you so much. Hansen Ajiman is our legal affairs correspondent. He's been at the EOCO office all day. The party members have also been at the EOCO office demanding his release. Their leaders were also with them. Let's hear some voices now. First, I want to listen to Salam Mustafa. He's the current youth organizer of the New Patriotic Party, aspiring to be or hoping to be national organizer.
If you people allow this broken system to persist, look, I'm not a prophet of doom. Better we protect it than to watch to allow it to destroy. That this government is doing. It's this perversion of the highest order I have seen, the most intolerant government this country has ever produced. This NDC government.
Do you have an idea of what exactly they are holding you?
Like I said, they will not allow any access to him. They will not talk to anybody. They have no respect, no regard for anybody. So they will not give. They don't give a hoot. They won't talk to you. They won't tell you why. They just come and pick you and take you away. That's all. That's the Ghana in which we live today.
What are the facts you know about the arrest? How did it happen?
What I know is that he traveled, and when he landed in Ghana, he was arrested. That's all. Not where he was going. So this guy was not absconding. Rather, somebody who has traveled and has come into the country, who is not a flight risk. You are in the law, fraternity. We arrest people when we feel that they're flight risk. Isn't it? That when you are looking for them, you will not find them. But this guy is here, always on TV, radio, wherever. He will not run away. Somebody who has gone out and is coming back. He has landed back on his, motherland. You go and arrest him from airport and come and dump him here. And nobody shall attend to him. Order from above. Like, is that democracy? This is not what we fought for.
One will say, why won't you wait for the 48 hours to elapse?
We will not wait. We will not wait. This is the playbook that has been rolling out in the last 1.5 years. This is the playbook. We know this too well. How many times haven't us done this interview? And it's not going to stop. So far, under this government, over 20 NPP people. Look, some of the arrests, the most silliest of reasons, they arrest you just because you're an NPP person. That's what's happening in this country.
Dennis declared his intention, announced his intention to contest for Director of Communications of the NPP. Some few hours later, the news of his arrest broke. Have you been able to, is there a link between?
Yes, there's a link. There is definitely a nexus. The attempt is to embarrass him, let him look bad in the minds of people that he's committed a crime, so to speak, which will have direct impact on the election. So it's a simple calculation that they did on miracles.
But what is Iyoko's gain in NPP election? It's like they seek to embarrass one candidate.
They know what they seek to achieve. So far, tell me one person they have arrested that the case has gone somewhere meaningful. Just tell me one. This particular Iyoko, just tell me one. This Iyoko. Raymond is incompetent.
To me. Bank. He's doing a plea negotiation.
Let's get to the end. Let them do one successful thing that we can say that they have been useful of. If not harassment, look, they arrested Hanan. By the end of the day, they went to drop the charges. After press conferences to disgrace him and blah, 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 blah. That's all they're interested in, to embarrass you.
So that's Salam Mustafa. He's current national youth organizer of the New Patriotic Party, hoping to be national organizer. Let's see another person who is hoping to be national organizer. He is former Greater Accra Regional Minister Daniel Nik Amarteifio. He was there too. Let's listen to him speak at the Iyoko offices.
It's unnecessary. Miracle has been in this country for the past 1 year more. If you have issues about him, invite him and do the interrogation. You waited for him to travel on his arrival and you arrest him at the airport just to create a scene. It's not possible. Having access to his legal counsel the whole of yesterday. Why? Raymond Attah must know that the table will turn. 2028, it will turn. Bawumia is coming.
The table will turn.
What can be done? What can be done? It looks as though every quarter the NPP will complain about some of these things.
This is in a way trying to divert attention. The NDC government and the President Mahama, they are not seeing through. They are not seeing through. So once in a while, they need to create a drama for the attention to focus towards that. Look, what they are doing. And that if somebody has found fault of the law, he should not be invited. But this is how you do it.
You seek to lead the party, to organize the party at the national level. Do you think that some of these acts have the tendency of breaking?
They are making this country, the peace of this country, they are bringing into question. The way Raymond Attah is conducting himself isn't nice. Why do you keep somebody overnight? What is the sense of that? If they know he has erred, he has found fault of the law, invite him to come. You only want to create drama at the airport, you arrest him, then you keep him over. What will you get? What will you get? And you deny him legal counsel the whole of yesterday when you arrested him. Until now, Raymond Attah must know that the table will turn 2028. He should know. The table will turn. Nobody can break the spirit of the elephant. We are strong. Nobody can break. This will not calm us down. This will not calm Dennis down from talking. They will continue to criticize the NDC government and the President Mahama. If not, keep him to mute.
That's Daniel Nik Amarteifio, hoping to be national organizer of the New Patriotic Party. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. So if you're just joining us, the news is that spokesperson of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Dennis Miracle Abuaji, has been arrested and is at the Iyoko head office. He was arrested on Saturday night, handed over to Iyoko Sunday morning, and he has still been there. Party members have been at the Iyoko office demanding his release. He's yet to be released. We are told that his lawyers have finally had access to go in there for his interrogation. This Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM.
Eyewitness as it happens.
Let's remain with the New Patriotic Party. Over the weekend, the party went to the polls to elect executives at the constituency level. Evans Nimaku is Director of Elections with the New Patriotic Party. You're welcome to Eyewitness News, sir.
Thank you for having me.
What would be your own assessment of how your party fared at the polls over the weekend?
Well, greetings to your listeners and viewers. I think by and large, and the party is going through another level of internal elections because you've done polling stations, you've been done with the electoral area, and you're at the constituency stage. Initial report from the Electoral Commission indicate that they've been able to organize a total of 140 constituencies. 240, it means that we are left with 36 to go. I would say largely it's been successful. And internal elections, there have been some challenges, and we are seeking the attention of the IGP to ensure that some investigations will be conducted in those areas that events that were unfolded were not in line with the guidelines given, as well as being in compliance with the Political Party Act.
Which means that you agree that some of your people or some of your party members engage in thuggery, for which reason the IGP was good to have had his boys arrest them and prosecute them.
I mean, those terms are yours. I'm saying that we've all seen it because in this, some events will come to you anyway. But the party put together the elections committee chaired by representative from National. We expect to have a full report so we can sit on them. Ahead of the elections, the National Party issued a directive that the constituencies where we've been served with lawsuits as an injunction, we're not going to go ahead. And in some of these few constituencies, the Electoral Commission elected not to conduct the elections because that's the law. And at this stage, constituency elections, regional elections, and national elections, the Political Parties Act is clear that it has to be supervised by the Electoral Commission. And so the party has been clear. But you cannot, in a situation where party people disagree, you attack them with guns and that stuff. I mean, on that score, is the reason why I'm calling on the IGP. And I think we've worked with the Ghana Police Service on a number of times, internal elections, and they've been there with us. So we expect that there will be serious investigations done in those areas. I'm not saying his boys attacked or dealt to people who were, disobeying the law. New Patriotic Party is a law-abiding political party. The reason why the party issued the directive that we're not going to go ahead to conduct elections in constituencies that we were served with lawsuits.
In the areas where the elections did not take place for a number of challenges, do you have a calendar you are working with by which time you expect to have those elections conducted?
I think soon the national chairman will call for steering committee, and when that is done, the decision will be put out there. We will communicate to those constituencies, and action will be taken on those ones. Also that we have plans of conducting regional elections because after constituency elections done, we have delegates for regional conference, and it is that delegate that will elect the regional executive.
A senior member of your party, MP for Boase West, Kweku Kwatin, has written a letter to the party general secretary asking for the Efiduasi Asokore MP, your own party member, Dr. Nana Uefrie, to be sanctioned by the party. He says that Dr. Uefrie engaged in some anti-party behavior. He talks about the nullification of the vice chairman's election, among a number of issues. In summary, Kweku Kwatin is saying that someone in the NPP broke away to run as an independent candidate against him in the 2024 election. That person, instead of being punished, is now being rewarded with a position. What's the party going to do about this?
Well, so Honorable Kwaku Party may have his genuine concerns and has raised petition. I think that's the way to go. And if petition is coming from a senior party member in this party, attention will be given. So I will not. I've not seen it. I can't go into the details of it, but he has gone through the legitimate channel that is expected of party people who feel aggrieved. And so I think that the General Secretary will do the needful, and at the right time, the party will go into the issue and address them. You've not heard from Honorable Efri, so you cannot pass judgment. But I'm saying that Honorable Kwaku Party has done what the party expects of every party member who feels aggrieved by any development.
In moving forward, share with us, please, the timelines of your elections. So when are you going to have the regional elections and finally the national election?
Okay, so as we speak, once we are done with constituency elections, which supposed to have ended on the 12th yesterday, we will begin the regional elections. That is the internal one. Nomination will be open on 15th to 17th of this month, and then vetting for those who would have put themselves out there will be between 20th and 23rd, and then the elections will be between 8th and 9th August. And so that is what we have. When we are done with the regional elections, we will have September to do the national officers elections. And we also have external branches, and within the external branches, we have chapters. So there will be chapter elections ongoing, as well as branch elections in this month. And when all is said and done, we will then be able to put together delegates who have the mandates in the party's constitution to congregate to elect national officers who steer the affairs of the party.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
My pleasure.
That's the Director of Elections of the New Patriotic Party, Evans Nimaku. Let's remain with the party and be more specific on the Ashanti region. Paul Yando is the party's Regional Director of Communication. He's joined us on the line. Mr. Yando, welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much.
There are 3 issues from your region for which reason we want to hear from you specifically. Bantama, Efijasi, one of the constituencies, I think it is, and then Obuasi West. Let's start with Bantama. Things didn't go well. What happened?
Right, thank you very much. And let me commend you for making it a news item for it to be discussed this evening. Let me say that in Ashanti, we have 47 constituencies.
Mr. Yando, are you happy that is a news item that your party members engage in thuggery and you're in the news? Are you happy?
No, how can I be happy when the MPP is in the bad news? No.
But you're thanking me for putting it in the news.
So what I'm saying is that for making it a news item for us to discuss, because there are people who didn't understand the issue. Okay. And that since you have called me, I have the opportunity to explain whatever transpired during the process.
Please go ahead and explain. We are listening.
Right. So as I was saying, we have 47 constituencies in Ashanti region. And from Saturday 11th and Sunday 12th of July, we had our elections. And then Saturday, about 18 constituencies had their elections done. And then it continued on Sunday, which we had almost all done, with the exception of 5 constituencies: Kwadaso, Menshianof, Manson Kwanta, Obuasi West, and Tafo. These are the only ones that we couldn't do due to some court injunctions and other stuff. But all others were successful. With regards to Bantama, The issue that happened is rather unfortunate because we are not expecting it to happen the way it did, because the person involved actually wrote a petition to the elections committee, of which the person appeared before the appeals committee, of which I happen to be part. We all listened to him with all his grievances, because the last election when he won, he was the first vice chairman. After winning 2022, he never came back to join the party. And so he came back 2023 to contest for another position, and then he was queried with that incident. And so upon explaining everything to him, he was okay. So I was just shocked that when the process started, he came with tact to undertake such an action. And I think the police should be on top of issues and then address it, because he didn't understand why he would do that, because when he came to the appeals committee, everything was explained to him and he accepted, because you abandoned your position for close to 4 years. You never went, claiming that you were sick. And after getting well, you didn't bring a recovery letter or something to tell us that you have recovered. Meanwhile, you want to come back for the position again. So I didn't see why you have to do that. It's rather unfortunate. But fortunately, yesterday, which was Sunday, it was successfully done. So that is the issue with Bantama.
So and is that so? That necessitated what happened? Did that warrant what happened?
That is what I'm privy to, because I was part of the appeals committee. I sat in and listened to him, the gentleman in question. I was there, and that was the issue. We explained everything to him, the reason why he was disqualified during his vetting, and he agreed. So I was wondering why they had to go to that extent, tarnishing the image of the party in that manner.
Do you know who instigated the people who engaged in the violence that we saw, which led to the arrest of some people? Do you know whether it was a party member who instigated them or they were acting on their own?
Yeah, well, no, when I went there, I was told that one Shai Bubamba, he's the one I'm talking about. He led the task to undertake what they did. And he's a party member. I know him for a fact.
And he was not on the ballot?
He wasn't on the ballot because he was not supposed to be there.
So the party believed he shouldn't have been on the ballot, but he thought he should?
Exactly.
Okay.
So he wanted to disrupt the process.
Has he himself been arrested?
We saw the police taking him out of the place. I don't know whether they took him to their cell or what.
Which means you have no problem with that particular arrest?
I have a problem with it. We have to delve into it and make sure that nobody goes ahead to do such a thing. It's not proper.
What I mean is that if he was obstructing your election, then you must be happy that he was arrested.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, let's move to Ifijase, where we saw Ifijase. Is it east or west?
No,
Ifijase is good. Where we saw a TV personality, member of your party, also being put in a police pickup and driven away. What report did you get from that constituency?
Right. With that one too, there was a man who was also vying to be the chairperson, and then he contested this time around, and he was not given the chance during his vetting, so he was disqualified. He also brought a petition to the appeals committee, of which I was there. But what happened was that the reasons for his disqualification was that the last time he was supposed to pay some amount to the court for actually taking the party to court the last time. But he refused to pay 2 years ago. So during the vetting, he was asked why he couldn't pay the money. He said he thought somebody else would have paid. And now he's appearing before the appeals committee because he has gone to pay. And so the appeals committee told him that since he didn't pay before coming for the vetting, that was the reason why he was disqualified. He also explained to him that next time it should be done on timely basis. And we also agreed that he's okay with it. We even had a chat. I can show you the chat proof of what transpired. He also agreed. So I don't know why they have to stop their elections. And just as we are putting it across, FIFA, social media, and MPP, he wasn't an aspirant. He wasn't an aspirant. Those who were aspiring for positions, I didn't see Okatechi, Mensah or whatever there. So I was wondering why he had to go there with tax to stop the elections. Because he finds his name nowhere within the aspirant positions. So I don't know why he did that. So the police had to intervene so that the elections would not be disrupted. So that is what actually happened.
Could he have been supporting somebody, maybe even if he was not on the ballot, he had an interest perhaps?
Yeah, if you are supporting somebody, it doesn't mean you should obstruct process. You should rather use the appropriate procedure and channels to address your issue. And he knows it. If you read Article 4 of MPP Constitution, grievance procedure is there. So you don't go with cards to go and disrupt processes. Rather, if you are going to the place with an injunction in your hand, handed over to the EC or the police, so that rather listen to you, rather than going there with cards to stop. You can't take the law into your own hands. You can't take the law into your own hands. You should go there with the right documentation, and I believe you'll be listened to.
We're told he was coming to present a court process to injunct the election, and then he was prevented. He was trying to ensure that the law is respected.
Please, is Okatechi a bailiff? Court injunctions are served by bailiffs.
Yeah, but sometimes you can direct service. You can personally do the service.
What I'm saying is that personal experience. I've received court injunctions for the party in my office. It was brought in by a bailiff, right? It was brought in by a bailiff, not a metro man. If you are how heavy is a bailiff, it's court injunction that you have to go with metro men. You see, the stories are not adding up. He actually went there with an ill motive, and the police, with their intelligence, you have to stop him. It's rather unfortunate it happened, but next time he should go there with a bailiff from the court so that they can serve it, rather than taking it upon himself to go and meet such a disturbance.
So you're happy Bamba was arrested in Bantama, and you're also happy that Okatechi was arrested in Effijaseche East, because both of them did not mean well for the party. That's the summary of what I'm getting from you.
Yeah, election is an important democratic process, and that anybody who wants to disrupt it must be stopped. Because you see how happy those who won the elections are. Yeah, rejoicing and poised to work for the New Patriotic Party. So if you are coming to disrupt it, you see, it's not the best. That is not what we are encouraging. So the police have to come in and make sure there's law and order.
Let's go to Obuasi West. The MP, the Honorable Kweku Kwatin, has issued, he wrote a letter to the General Secretary. He's lamenting over some actions of the regional executives of the party, supported by Effijaseche Sokori MP, Dr. Nana Efriye. And his position is that someone who contested him in the last election as an independent member who was previously a member of the NPP has been rewarded, and he believes that that is wrong on all fronts.
My brother, you see, we are in opposition, and since we came to opposition, the harassment the NDC is putting us through. You see, national executives also met. They came out with a directive as to how we should handle aggrieved persons within our party. There was amnesty for some of them, independent and other. It is there. It's clear. He knows it. He's a senior party member for Kukwati. He has been an MP for long. He knows what I'm talking about. Then that sometimes they just ignore and go ahead to say or do whatever they feel like doing, and leave all of us to suffer the consequence. You know, Obuasi issue is dicey because there were special arrangements done by the regional party to save the party from being lost to NDC. So there were other things that I cannot discuss with you on radio, because if you check the reasons why we lost the 2024 elections, most of our issues were discussed on radio, our strategies were discussed on radio, and it's affected us. So some of the issues, I cannot put it out here. But there were senior members within the region who actually did some arrangements for us to retain the seat that he's occupying now. And so I'm not in a position to discuss or battle with him on radio. But if he cares, and he cares that much, we should discuss with the regional party, as we have always been doing, so that the way forward is what we are all looking at. Not banter on radio and TV. It wouldn't solve any problem. You should rather come home or come to the regional secretary. We are always available for us to discuss. Those members that you are calling and telling them that they are independent or whatever, they voted during our presidential primaries 31st of January. Was it up to 2 years that they were allowed to vote? So please, we have to be careful how we handle such cases. I'm just pleading with Kukwati that you should come to the regional party. We are ready to meet him and discuss issues.
He said that the party, or at least some members of the party, claimed that this gentleman was fielded as an independent candidate deliberately so that it would take away votes from the NDC's candidate or the other party's candidates. He said he was not aware of this as the man who led the election in that constituency and the candidate for the election. Are you aware that there was any such plan for this gentleman who went independent to go independent to save you?
If he doesn't know, Kukwati was gone. He had actually lost. The regional party had much intelligence at whatever was being done to him at his own doorstep without him being aware. So he had to intervene. That is why there's a regional party and there's a constituency party. What regional party can see, it will be sometimes difficult for constituency party to see. So sometimes you should restrain on some of his comments. These decisions were tough and hard, but it had to be taken to save him, to save the party and himself from disgrace and others. That is why I'm calling for him to actually come to the regional party for proper discussion to be done to solve this problem. I don't see such a problem to be that magnitude. He is rather escalating it and discussing our issues. But there are political decisions and strategies that are not supposed to be discussed. And going forward, we are going to do more so that we can save our party and other activities as well.
But he's saying that that was an unconstitutional act, if it even happened, that you filled someone against your own MP. He thought that that was absurd and unlawful for you to have even considered it, not to talk about you executing that.
We should just sit there and be saying unconstitutional and whatever. We saved him. That unconstitutional thing that he's talking about saved him from embarrassment and others. So we have to save him rather than following constitution and whatever for us to be disgraced. How
did you save him? I'm looking at the results for 2024. Kweku Kwatin Pool.
You will not understand because you are not you are a journalist. So keep to what you know. And we are politicians, yes. We know what we do to save our seat. We are journalists, so you ask all your questions. But the fact is that there are issues that cannot be discussed for our opponents who have all the years and all the national security machines to listen and go and act on it. So please, I'm a politician and I know my strategies to put in place to win my seat or to save my seat. And that is what the regional party did to save Kweku Kwatin. So he should just come to us he should rather commend us rather than chastising us on radio and others.
I'm looking at the results in 2024. Kweku Kwatin
I'm telling you that
I want to read let me just make the point.
Results in 2024, please. Results in 2024, you cannot. It beats imagination. You see, if you use science, if you use this, if you use it doesn't go. So the results from 2024, I don't use it. There were a whole lot of machinery done against us. You don't understand because you're a journalist. You are reading from data and science and what? No. It's not everything that is like that.
You've not you've not listened to my question. My question is that the official results we are working with, Kweku Kwatin polled 18,586, which was 45.49% of the election. The NDC candidate polled 15,244, which was 37%. The independent candidate that you brought to save Kweku Kwatin, he polled 7,000 votes, which is 17%. Now, if you compare this with the presidential elections, President Muhammad's votes of 14,800 tallies with the NDC candidate's votes of around 15,244. And Kweku Kwatin's votes, except that was lower than Dr. Bawumia's votes of 24,800 votes. So how exactly did your savior save Kweku Kwatin? Because it appears he was okay, or I won't understand.
Please, if you add the independent votes to the NDC, Kweku Kwatin would have lost.
Yeah, completely, yes.
So that is the basis. So you should understand.
But when you decided to put an independent candidate, you should have told him quietly that Krachi or Jack.
Kweku would not understand because he thought he had won. Kweku would not. We know Kweku Kwatin. Kweku Kwatin, we know him. We have been with him all this while. We know him. He has temperament issues and others. So sometimes you do things behind him to save him. We save him. We should rather commend the original party rather than what he's doing. We should commend that. We saved him. Kweku Kwatin, we saved you. So please, come home and let's discuss.
Are you sure you're not doing this because he supported Kennedy Japan in the primaries, the presidential primaries of last year? Could that not be the reason? Or this year, rather, January?
Kennedy Japan is an MPP member. And when there's a seat to be contested for, definitely MPP members will own up. And members will also follow. So there's nothing wrong. He supported Kennedy, right? And now he's not even contesting again. Kweku Kwatin is saying he's not contesting again. So where lies the Kennedy Japan and Bawumia issue? We are one now, and nobody is dividing the party. You get me? We are done with our presidential primaries, so nobody is following that thing, and there's nothing that we did against him. We rather say what I'm saying. We rather save him. So even if he's Kennedy, we rather save him. So we save Kennedy. You get it?
I get it. So does it mean that the way he was going to lose in 2024 and you saved him, 2028 there's no hope for Kweku Kwatin?
No, he's not contesting again. That is what he said. So there will be a new person who will be coming. Kweku Kwatin is not contesting 2028.
But if he did, he would lose, right?
No, because we have resolved and the independents are all coming back. The MPP will be safe, yes.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Thank you for speaking to us. Which constituency did you vote in, by the way, yourself?
Yes, I'm Atukwa constituency, but I was in charge of Inshiareso constituency, of which Tika, who is a strong Kennedy. I worked with him. You can ask him how tolerant I was with him.
Is Tika winning? Is he good? Is he safe?
Tika is far better. He has a good working relationship with his constituents. I didn't know he was that formidable there. He's very strong. He's very strong. In fact, I need to commend him. He's done so well there that I don't think, even if he's Kennedy or whatever, he's going to lose any election. He has a personal and good relationship with the delegates, and that is commendable. I recommend that every MP does that so that things will be much easier when there's an election.
I know you were busy with your election, but did you also make time to try and engage in the national cleanup exercise as was planned for the weekend, Friday, Saturday? Did you clean your neighborhood?
You see, my brother, let us be serious in this country. About 1 month ago, there were MPs from Parliament who came to Ashanti region. We visited Afari, we visited Trede, we visited Korea. And then the report was that there are emergency centers that the government has to open. He has not done his part, but he wants me to follow his directives. When we tell him something, he doesn't do it. Come and open emergency centers to save lives. You will not do it. But when there's a cleanup, you want me to go and clean up. Why?
But it's for your own good. It's for your own good.
If you open the hospital, is it not for our own good? You see, the president is not listening to their his people. And you people are diverting issue. We should go and clean. When we ask him to come and open the hospital, have the hospitals been opened? So, but when he tells us go and clean, you expect me to go and clean.
But if he orders a curfew, that one you obey.
If he should kill all of us, you die and go.
But don't you think that the president learned from his successor and predecessor, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo? Your own party members, MPs, asked him to sack Ken Ofori-Atta. He refused to sack. So if you, your own party people, you didn't listen, your president at the time didn't listen to you, why should this president listen to opposition party members?
My brother, the issue is that somebody is dying. The
economy was dying under Ken Ofori-Atta. Your party people said Akufo-Addo sack him. He refused. So why should John Mahama listen to you now?
Did Konfo-Anokye or Kolebu report that people should not bring accident cases there?
No.
Did you report any of such cases?
No.
When there's an accident, it's an emergency which needs an urgent attention. And my brother, the issue is serious. We need an urgent attention for people's lives to be saved. And you have to act as a president. You've turned deaf ears with. But when you declare that you should go and clean, then you expect all of us to go and clean. What happened to the money that the World Bank brought that we should use to defeat bracket? Somebody decided not to use the money for certain activities, and you tend to blame us to go and clean. Why will I go and clean?
So if the regional,
I was busy conducting my elections.
So if the regional minister, for instance, issues a decree, not a decree, but a directive that henceforth every first Saturday of the month, Ashanti region, he wants all of you to join him to clean, you will not do it.
And so when he does that, he should also bring some of the coupons he distributed to some of us. It cannot happen that when coupons come, he will share to NDC members to go and enjoy. But when clean up comes every Saturday, I should leave my work and go and follow when coupons he distributed to NDC and they are enjoying.
Oh, how is that possible? They share without looking at people's faces, and it's an intervention in the agri sector.
Did you get some, my brother?
No, I didn't. I didn't apply.
Did your wife get some?
She didn't apply.
She didn't apply.
No.
So who are those who apply? It is the Minister of Agriculture is telling us that NDC people sent him video that they are chewing the chicken. Huh? They are chewing the chicken. And he was born to tell us, man, the money we generated to buy those chickens, then these people have squandered the chicken and you are telling me I should go and clean.
So no chicken, no cleaning, no opening of Afari, no cleaning for Poliando.
For me, when it's your turn to act, you should act so that you all see that there's inclusiveness. But when there's chicken, you give to your members. And when there's a cleanup, you call all of us to join. It will not happen.
Okay. Then if the filth comes, the cholera comes, you would fall sick and you would die.
You are dying already, so you continue dying.
All that be dying.
You are dying because when there's an accident, you don't find a place to take your relative or yourself. So we are definitely going to die anyway. So we should die and go.
Mr. Yando, before you go, you are the current communications director of your party for the Ashanti region. Is that an elected position? Would you seek election or re-election if it is, or you have a bigger position you are considering?
Yes, this time around, when nominations are opened, I'll contest for the regional secretary in the region.
Why do you think you deserve that?
Oh, the experience I've gained from the communications and whatever has transpired, the people I've worked with and the experience I've gotten, I think I'll be in a better position to handle the secretaryship, because currently the regional secretary is not contesting again, so the seat is vacant. And I will say in a way I am acting as a secretary within the region. And so I'm a bit closer to leaving the office than any other. And I think with whatever is being transferred or being discussed within the party in the region, I carry it across. So I think I'll be in a better position to handle such position.
Will you campaign for your boss, Wontumi, to go for national chairman?
Why not? He's the best regional chairman so far, because if you check the number of parliamentarians in parliament now, about 87 seats. Ashanti region is 39. It makes him very strong.
But you lost some seats in 2024. That cannot be good performance. I mean, NDC got more votes or more seats in Ashanti than they've ever gotten.
My brother, we had 34 seats in Greater Accra.
No, let's talk about Ashanti region. That's where we are.
I'm giving you an instance. Okay. I'm giving you an instance. Greater Accra has 34 seats. We had 4. Central region has 22 seats. We had 2. Ahafo region has 6 or 7 seats. We had 1. If we go to Bono, 11 seats. We had 1. So how can you tell me
if you go to Volta, you had 1. Now you have 0.
Yes. And to me 47. You had 39, and you said you didn't perform. You don't so well to the best of my knowledge.
Oh, okay. So you think that he'll be a better national chairman? Paul Afoko is going to announce his intention tomorrow, we are told. You don't think, with an experience that he has, having been your national chairman before, he deserves that position? We've also heard John Boydu is interested. Is also your former national officer. You don't think that they'll do a better job than Chairman Wontumi?
Yes, they are all good, but Wontumi is best.
But he's in court too. Are you not worried?
The court, you see, it's a way of putting obstacles before him so that it will distract his much bigger focus to be the national chairman. You see, in court, what are they talking about? Somehow, whatever, please. Those cases and whatever, we are having even more larger situations than what they are talking about in 2022. Go and check the guarantee situation now. It's really much worse.
Very well.
But they are just using politics and abuse of power and others to frustrate you. But I'm telling you that NDC has a reason for attacking Wontumi in such manner.
Okay. Thank you.
It will not distract him from whatever he intends to become for the party. He shall definitely become the national chairman of NDC. Not it anywhere.
Thank you for speaking to us and wish you all the best.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much.
That's Paul Yando. He's the Ashanti Regional Director of Communications for the New Patriotic Party. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Umaru Sandam. I return to give you news summaries and then we'll go to Dagbang. Please stay.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Look
Looking for engineering excellence you can trust?
Welcome to Left Signature Limited, driving progress through technology and engineering excellence.
From expert electrical engineering design, installation, power systems, renewable energy, automation and control,
to reliable data center and managed services, power infrastructure, network connectivity, server virtualization, cloud integration and data security,
and cutting-edge software development, custom business applications, web and mobile apps, cloud and DevOps solutions.
Integrity, safety, accountability, teamwork. That's the Left Signature promise.
And now, introducing the Left Power app.
Request for our services anytime, anywhere. Available on the Play Store, App Store, and on the web.
Ready to power your success?
Choose Left Signature Limited. Visit www.leftsignature.com.
Call +233 256 111 811.
Left Signature Limited. Engineering excellence for a connected future.
Ufie betumi adani baby a upebia. Betumi adani stadium.
What a strike!
Ana fa kwa yebu TV. Any computer game wo. Aha! Yenko. Atoda, betumi adani classroom.
Madam, me patcho menti ase.
Yo, yen samfa subio. Ni ewo he na wonti ase no.
Nini na.
Betumi adani office.
Aha, orders no ahina ye ready. Okay, mundi kan fanko East Legon.
Betumi po, eso ye fa kwa. Ye hwehwemu wo.
Daddy, e dia ne big bang theory.
Chain, mami bisa chat GPT.
Ubetimi amofie adani baby a opese eyibia efise emfa ho ni ne opese oye wo fie MTN fiber betimi aboa amwoye na 500 Mbps unlimited internet ani bo no form a free 299 Ghana cedis echo for MTN fiber bra fie ana waduma mu ede go my MTN app no so ana sebo *5057#. But check fiber availability no so ana say number e wo je no na receive fiber broadband. Oh baby, oh Tinoa, not Toby and
MTN. Eno, you know what our father left us when he died?
Debts?
He left us land, Eno. But Nanayo said the land is his. The court said come back in 2031.
Hey, that's not an inheritance. That's a curse, brother.
Real Ejapade doesn't come with disputes. At Deftraco Woodlands, a 592-acre master planned gated city in Dawenya, your inheritance is waiting. Don't leave your children a court case. Leave them Deftraco Woodlands. The Ejapade they will be proud of. Visit woodlands.deftracogroup.com. Call or WhatsApp us today on 0208-732-302.
Kofi, I think we need to call them
Deftraco Woodlands, where your roots run deep.
Chairman, when should I expect the goods?
But you haven't paid for the last one you owe me.
Oh, we spoke about this. Help a sister out, eh? I will sort you out immediately after I clear this batch.
See, I know how this goes. I'm not ready for that today.
Just this one time. Hey, if I miss this delivery, I'm finished.
You still the beg supplier. When Misika is offering flexible loans, all you need is to sign up as an MTN merchant, dial *171# and follow the prompt. Get a loan and a partner who understands your journey. Misika Day for you.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Yeah, welcome back. This Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Big stories tonight. Dennis Miracle Abuaji of the NPP still in custody at the Economic and Organized Crimes Office. Party members are protesting, demanding he be released. Also, the New Patriotic Party went to the polls over the weekend. Lots of constituencies had their elections. A few others had some challenges. The party is planning to do that election next. The next story we'll be talking about is a sad demise of the Iyana. We'll be going to Dagbon in a bit, but let me just say to you that Eyewitness News is live across Ghana on a number of affiliate stations, including Tumpani Radio 88.5 in Nadoli in the Upper West region, on Rekas 92.1 FM in Bongo Namo in the Upper East region. In the Upper East region, we are also on Navrongo-based Mike 105.3 FM and Bolga 102.7 FM in Bolga. In the Northern region, in Tamale, we are on North Star Radio 92.1. In Northeast region, we are on Nobia 98.1 FM in Nalerigu. Radio Jimbali 107.3 FM in Jimbali in the Northeast region. In the Western region, we are on Beach 105.5 FM and Sky 93.5 FM in Takrady. In the Ashanti region, we are in Kumasi on Focus 94.3 FM and Orange 107.9 FM. In the Volta region, we are on Sela Radio 97.1 FM in Dabala. We are on Holy 98.5 FM in Aflao. In the Savannah region, we are on Kasha 99.5 FM in Damongo, the regional capital. We are on YouTube, we are on Facebook, and we are interactive. Let me know what you think of the stories we are bringing you. 0539 986 996, 0539 986 996. That's a WhatsApp number. Alternatively, go on X, which is known now formerly as Twitter, and mention my handle at Umaru Sanda or at Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News. Ejubi Biafia Kenten is in studio to bring us news summaries from the City Newsroom.
Cabinet has rescheduled its meeting to finalize the government's position paper on the review of Ghana's 1992 constitution after last Friday's sit-in was postponed due to the national cleanup exercise. Although a new date is yet to be announced, Cabinet has already held 2 meetings to review the position paper, with only a few amendment proposals left to be considered before the document is finalized. Once approved, the Attorney General and legal team will consolidate the position paper before submitting it together with the Constitutional Review Committee's report to the Constitutional Review Implementation Committee to begin the implementation process. Here's President John Dramani Mahama speaking ahead of the expected crucial meeting.
We've gone quite far. Cabinet is meeting on Friday to complete the government position paper. After that, I think the legal counsel and the Attorney General will take about a week or two to put it all together. And after that is done, we'll, together with the Constitutional Review Committee report and the government position paper, we'll hand it over to the Constitutional Review Implementation Committee to kickstart the process of the Constitutional Review. The 1992 Constitution has served us very well. It's been one of our best constitutions. And that is what has, been the underpinnings of the Fourth Republic. And the Fourth Republic has lasted longer than any other republic in our history. And so we believe that any tweaking of the Constitution will only go to strengthen it even more and make it a living document to take us for the next 30 years. And so we appreciate the support that you have given.
You had President John Dramani Mahama. Moving on, former Director General of the National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, NACA, Professor Edward Appiah, has called on government and educational institutions to decolonize Ghana's curriculum. According to him, Africa's education system was designed during the colonial era to produce clerks and administrators rather than nurture African values, innovation, and critical thinking. Speaking at a graduation ceremony in Kumasi, Professor Edward Appiah said meaningful curriculum reform should focus on strengthening the link between the classroom and communities it serves.
Across much of Africa, our education system were not built to cultivate African genius. They were built quite deliberately to produce clerks, khakis, and administrators for colonial economies. Long after flags have changed and anthems were rewritten, the architecture beneath the classroom remained largely untouched. Subject taught in silos, knowledge validated only when it arrived from elsewhere, and African epistemologies treated as folklore rather than scholarship. We inherited a curriculum designed to fragment mathematics here, history there, language somewhere else. Each discipline walled off from the next, and almost all of them walled off from the real lived realities of communities they were meant to serve. Decolonizing, then, is not simply about swapping an European name in a textbook for an African one. It is about restoring coherence, reconnecting knowledge to context, discipline to discipline, and the classroom to the community that surrounds it.
That was the former Director General of the National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, NACA, Professor Edward Appiah. Now, government says more than 1,000 visa applications have been submitted through its electronic visa, e-visa portal within a month of its launch. Interior Minister Mohammed Mubarak Muntaka disclosed this during the Vice President's visit to the Ministry of the Interior. He says the applications were received from 78 countries since the portal became operational.
18 of the ministry services are currently digitalized. You no longer have to come all the way to the Ministry of Interior to file your nationalization or register the registration of your children or to register private security. You can do most of these things online. And we are working very hard to link almost all our services to all our agencies to it so that we just don't have to be doing paperwork. Here, I can say that immigration is doing very well as we speak. We now have the e-visa that was graciously launched by His Excellency the President 25th of May, which in its inception, in just 1 month, we're able to get almost close to 1,500 applicants applying to come to our country from 78 countries across the globe just by going online and getting their visa. The Narcotics Control Commission, even the cultivation of the cannabis, is now online, and about 8 of these companies have been able to apply.
The minister further noted that government is strengthening the operational capacity of agencies under the ministry through the procurement of armored vehicles and pickup trucks.
The Narcotics Control Commission, even the cultivation of the cannabis, is now online, and about 8 of these companies have been able to apply. In terms of equipment and logistics, I don't think the services have seen any massive improvement in logistics like any time like this time. In the last 1 year, the Ghana Police alone have received 160 pickups to augment their fleet. They've been able to receive 50 armored vehicles to support their operations. The Ghana Prison Service have received about 25 pickups, 3 buses. The Ghana National Fire Service have also received about 20 pickups. The Immigration Service have received another about 25 pickups. Narcotics Control, we were told that until we return in 2025, for almost 10 years, Narcotics Control have not received any equipment. But because of our resilience and fight, they want to take the fight against narcotics to the ghettos and all the bees and the massive, traffickers, will equip them with almost 22, logistical vehicles. And this is doing a lot of work for us.
You heard Interior Minister Mohammed Muntaka Mubarak.
And that was Ejubi Afia Kenton bringing us the news summaries from the City Newsroom. This Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. A big baobab tree has fallen in northern Ghana. The king of Dagbang, the Iyana, has passed away. Information came through this morning about his passing. Let's go to the palace, the Gbewa Palace in Yendi now, and speak to the PRO of the Gbewa Palace, Musa Yakubu, I believe, is joining us on the line. Mr. Yakubu, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. I'm just confirming you are PRO for the late Yana or PRO for the Gbewa Palace. Hello, Mr. Yakubu, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Yes, I'm just trying to confirm if you're PRO for the late Yana or PRO for...
Yes,
for
I'm the PRO to the late Yana Abuka II.
Okay, our condolences to you. When did you pass away? What else do we know that we can share with the public?
Come again, Omar.
I wanted to know what is there that we can know about his passing? When this happened, what may have caused it? If there's any information that you can share with Ghanaians.
Thank you very much, and thanks so much to all listeners. Of course, His Royal Majesty, the late King of Dagbang, passed on the 11th of July 2022. That was just this Saturday. And actually he was on the treatment in South Africa, and that was where he was passed. So the body was transported this morning, and he arrived in Tamale around 2:36 a.m. and proceeded. In fact, the Minister of the Interior and Minister of Education, on behalf of government, received the body, and we proceeded to Yende where the burial occurred. Before the burial, there are certain customs that were supposed to take place. That is to say that the first son of the king has to be given a title before he can access his father before burial, and that was what actually happens at Joanna's Palace here in Yende. So he has been given a title, Kampakuyana. So the regent currently is holding the title, and His Majesty the Yana, the late, was actually buried this morning. And so the activity we have with us currently on the 16th, the third Adua will occur, and then the next activities will definitely be learned out for the public to know.
So we do not currently have a date for the funeral beyond the Islamic burial that happened and the prayers, which is the Adua that will be happening on Thursday. Will there be a grand funeral? Do we have a date for that yet?
For grand funeral, currently as we speak, I don't think we can discuss that because there are certain procedures that can take place before a funeral can be performed. And a king like the late Yana, I don't think his funeral can just be performed immediately. And that is why it is important to install a regent. So on the 16th, I believe a date will be fixed for official installation of the regent. So the regent will currently be acting as the new Yana until a funeral is performed. So currently that's where we are, Omar.
Explain to us what a regent is in this case and who this regent is and what his role would be in relation to the funeral.
Yes, a regent, as I said, they will look at the children of the late Yana, the first son. He is qualified to step in to act as the authority within the kingdom. And so once he's installed, the authority now holds. And so he has that authority in the entire kingdom until a funeral is performed. So if there are scheming, he can scheme, he can perform any role that the Yana can do. And so that is what we meant by a regent. So he was given the title, already the authority is on him currently, he's acting, but officially a date will be fixed for the installation when the general public will actually have access to that. And so that is what we mean by a regent. Once he becomes a regent, then he has the authority to rule over the kingdom until the funeral of the late Yana Abuka II is performed.
You've also told us that the regent is the first son of the late king. Has he been a chief somewhere or held any traditional authority prior to becoming the regent? How does it work? How is he appointed?
At all. He has not held any title whatsoever. He was somewhere where he was being groomed because of this day. And so he has no title until the title that they have given to him today as Kampakwena Yakubu. So he's Kampakwena Yakubu because his name is Yakubu, the father is Abukare. So Kampakwena Yakubu, that is the title that has been given to him because you know that when we have two gates, we have the Abudu gate, we have the Andani gate. On the part of the Abudu gate, if a Yana from the Abudu side dies, there's a title we call Bolong. It is a Bolong that they will be given to the first son of the late. On the part of the Andani, if the Yana is late, the title they will give to the regent is the Kampakuya. And that is what actually transpired today, Omar.
So this Kampakuya Na is not going to replace the Yana necessarily as the next king of Dagbon. He's just a caretaker until the funeral is done, and then we'll have a new Yana who may not necessarily be this first son, correct?
You are very right, Omar.
Now, and I know it's very early to be talking about this, but that's the next question everybody's talking about. So what would be the procedure for getting a new Yana after the funeral? Is it done?
I think with this question, it is the duty of the family and the kingmakers because before you get a new Yana, the funeral of the late king must be performed. And so this one, it is the family that can actually discuss that and see the way forward. The kingmakers, in consultation with the kingmakers, they have that authority to discuss. I don't think I can talk about it for now, Omar.
That's fair. But you've also mentioned that in Dagbang you have the Abudu gate and the Andani gate. I do know that the late king was from the Andani Gate. Does it then automatically mean that the next king would have to come from the Abudu Gate? Is that what's supposed to be our understanding of how things work?
That is correct.
Very well. Thank you so much. But before you go, and so I also know that you have 3 gates that go to Yendi. Can you educate us on those 3 houses or 3 gates that go to Yendi, where Yendi now becomes the paramount king?
Yeah, we have 3 prominent gates, as you just mentioned. One is we have Karga, we have Savlogo, and we have Miang. These are the 3 proper gates that has the qualification to ascend to Yendi Point Yana Isolate. And so these 3 gates, definitely at the end of the day, at least one of them will be chosen.
And the late Yana is from Savlogo.
The late Yana, he came from Savlogo. And so after the late Naya Kofuna was performed, he also enskined the regent as the Yona. And so he's currently occupying the Yo scheme, or if you like, the Savlogo scheme.
Okay, which means that the next king is likely to come from Myong or Karaga.
Absolutely, because Myong and Karaga, these 2 important gates are occupied by Abudus currently.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us, and our condolences. On Thursday, though, it's open to the public. What's going to happen, right? Everybody can come if they want to come in.
Of course, it's open to the public. Like I said, it is a 3-day adua that will gather and pray for the late king. You know, he was a Muslim, and so as part of our tradition, we need to gather ourselves and pray to him, and then they can fix another date for the installation of the regent. And so it is open for the public. Anybody at all can come on that day, Omar.
Thank you so much, and once again, please accept our condolences to the entire Dagbang.
Thank you very much, Omar. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So that's Musa Yakubu, his PRO of the late Iyana, who passed away 2 days ago and who was laid to rest last night in Yendi, the traditional capital of Dagbang, where Dagbang means Dagomba land in the northern part of the country or in the northern region. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Accra. I am Omar Sandamadu. We'll return with the latest in the world of business after this.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Everybody they sell, but your shop they empty.
Where's my report?
Bro, month no end yet too. But see, your pocket stop they take. Another emergency for the house?
Come get ideas. Ideas go kill them.
Another idea, another mark time. No capital to start. For some people, this silence no be peaceful. It be money matter.
With bills, there's no need for silence. From my emergency loans to salary loans to working capital loans and startup loans, Bills has you covered.
Apply with your Ghana card today. Call 0596 920 833 or 0302 200 390. Bills, financing your needs. T's and C's apply.
You know that feeling. A hospital bill that arrives out of nowhere. A diagnosis you weren't prepared for. A system that seemed designed to confuse you and costs that keep climbing. And the stress of not knowing if you're protected. Eden isn't lost. Eden Care was created to give it back to you. Eden Care is health insurance made for everyday family life. With Eden Care, getting health care is easy and you are backed by a trusted insurance partner with years of experience. No confusing terms, just complete protection for your entire family. Step back into peace. Step into experience you can rely on. Reach out right now at 059 692 1844 and choose Eden Care today. Eden Care is brought to you by Acacia Health Insurance, a member of the Enterprise Group.
Hey, Kwame, why
Why are you inspecting the cables like you suspect something?
Hey, Kofi, these days, the market's hard. Substandard cables everywhere. Last week, someone nearly burned somebody's house.
Hey, that's why me, if it no be Nexon's cable metal low smoke anti-counterfeit cable, I know they touch them.
What did they do different?
My brother, if fire catch, some cables go smoke till you know fit see front. But with Nexon's cable metal low smoke anti-counterfeit cable, the smoke reduce well. People fear escape. It is save lives. Plus, it dey reduce the release of toxic gases. And you fit verify say it be the authentic cable by just scanning the cable with the Nexon's app, even if them use the cable wire safe.
So it be like choosing safety first, eh?
Exactly. Authentic, quality, original. Nexon's cable metal no dey disappoint. All cables no be the same, oh. Don't just chase price. Go for proven quality products, proudly made in Ghana. Nexon's cable metal low smoke cable. This is the future of cabling in Ghana.
Electricity no get leg. It be Nexon's cable metal cable they carry up.
Enterprise Blue FM.
Enterprise Blue FM, the butts.
It's DJ E on Enterprise Blue FM. Guys, after the heavy rains this week, we are looking for the calmest person in Ghana. Who's the most chill person you know right now? Let's go.
DJ, it has to be Mansa. Look, the flood entered her house and completely submerged her car. Next thing I see on her WhatsApp status, she's smiling and sipping tea on her balcony. Like me, I'll be crying, but she's totally relaxed. DJ, it's true. Mansa's home and car are destroyed, but this girl is not stressing at all. She just tells us everything is under control. Hey, Mansa, how?
Wow, Mansa, we need your secret too.
They say Entoa, but when unexpected floods strike, we've got you covered. At Enterprise Insurance, with over 100 years of experience, we say whether it's home, motor, travel, or insurance for your business, Entoa, if it happens, chill.
Enterprise, your advantage. Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You're welcome back. This Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. It's now time for business. Nashika Caesar, a.k.a. Nerissa, is sitting in front of me.
You did not just do that.
Is that not your name?
Don't worry, I'll get your name.
Nerissa.
Your hidden name.
No, I have no hidden name. I have no hidden. Nerissa, how are you? What's up in the world of business?
Well, I come bearing good news today. Government is nearing completion of its external debt restructuring.
Okay, good news. I was thinking you're going to say petrol has reduced to 5 cedis. that would have been better news for me. But anyway, please tell us.
Don't worry. You never know.
We hope that
we might get there.
The way Trump and Iran are doing that thing.
It might take a bit longer, but we'll see.
Please give us the news.
Ghana has completed the final phase of its external debt restructuring, bringing to a close one of the country's most significant fiscal recovery programs and moving up a step closer to restoring long-term debt sustainability and investor confidence. Here's more. The Ministry of Finance in the press statement says the outstanding Saderia notes were successfully exchanged on July 13 with a value date of July 10, effectively resolving the last remaining component of Ghana's sovereign bonded debt restructuring. The ministry describes the transaction as a major milestone in the country's economic recovery program and another step towards rebuilding macroeconomic stability. The Saderia notes are 12.5% senior secured amortizing bonds originally issued to finance capital expenditure in Ghana's health sector. Of the $253.2 million initially issued, about $117.8 million in principal remained outstanding as of January this year. According to the ministry, completing the exchange reinforces government commitment to restoring debt sustainability, strengthening investor confidence, and maintaining fiscal discipline. It adds that attention will now remain on prudent debt management and sound public financial management as government works to consolidate the gains made under the restructuring program and support long-term economic stability. That was a Business Desk report. Now, economic watchers are urging the government to reduce its over-reliance on gold as prices of the precious metal drops on the world market. Ghana has been aggressively building gold reserves to strengthen long-term resilience, to maintain liquidity, and meet short-term macroeconomic needs. Gold holdings increased from 8.78 tons in May 2023 to over 40 tons by October 2025. Gold also accounted for approximately 42% of Ghana's gross international reserves by late 2025. Dr. Richmond Echiahene warns government against depleting the country's gold reserves.
Looking at the reserves that they have accumulated over the months, they have decided to intervene in the market so that they can stabilize the cedi against the international currencies, which is good for the country. But the only thing that we will have to be very cautious about it is our dependability on the gold. And as gold prices begin to decline from close to $5,000, over $5,000 to currently about 4,000 and little about 4,000, we need to make sure that we don't deplete our reserves, all our reserves in intervening in the market.
Dr. Richmond Ichiahine is a banking consultant. Away from that, the Ghana Gold Board has introduced tougher controls on Ghana's gold export trade by rolling out a new compliance framework designed to improve transparency and strengthen oversight of gold exports transactions. Under the new directive, all licensed self-financing aggregators will be required to obtain Gold Board's approval before entering into business with any local or international gold buyer. Also, prospective off-takers must first undergo regulatory checks, including customer verification, before they can participate in any transaction. Here's more.
The new rules also introduce a more structured payment process. Approved buyers will transfer funds in foreign currency under Gold Board's trading conditions. The board will then convert the funds into cedis using the Bank of Ghana's official reference exchange rate before the money is released to the aggregator. Gold Board will also verify and assay the gold before facilitating its export. The regulator says the measures are intended to safeguard the integrity of Ghana's gold trade by ensuring that only credible buyers participate in the market while improving traceability and regulatory compliance across the value chain. However, Gold Board has been quick to clarify that it is only a regulator and not a commercial partner. It says it will not guarantee the financial standing of buyers, payment obligations, or the success of any transactions. Gold Board has therefore warned that compliance with the new framework is mandatory and that any operator who breaches the directive risks sanctions under the Gold Board Act 2025 as well as penalties under the terms of the operating license.
You had there Emmanuel Opong with that Business Desk report. Moving on, the Africa Center for Energy Policy is urging government to strengthen strategic petroleum reserves to cushion the economy against the impact of escalating tensions in the Middle East. The policy think tank warns that sustained disruptions to global oil markets could reverse recent gains in inflation and increase fuel cost if the conflict persists. Policy lead for petroleum and conventional energy at ASEP, Kujo Yauche, made the remarks in an interview with Citi Business News as tensions between the United States and Iran continue to raise concerns over oil supplies through the Strait of Hormuz.
You would think that given the uncertainty surrounding the strikes and all of those things, the conversations with the US and Iran, it doesn't look like something that is going to be resolved anytime soon. So from the first episode, the expectation is that countries, net importers, will start putting in measures that allows them to smoothen consumption during the peak periods where escalations come in and then prices also increase. So you would expect that we build within the silent periods, if I will call it, we build strategic reserves, right, that allows us to stabilize consumption for price to stabilize over time, because in our case it affects inflation and everything. We've had inflation at an all-time low, around 3%. You don't want exogenous factors that would shock the system to cause the stability in the inflation that we've been enjoying for the time to shoot up.
Kujo Yauchi is a policy lead for petroleum and conventional energy. Now, Citi FM and Channel 1 Television are set to host the second edition of the Northern Business Fair, providing small and medium-sized enterprises with a platform to expand market access, attract new customers, and forge strategic business partnerships in northern Ghana. The two-day event, scheduled for July 25 and 26 at the Jubilee Park in Tamale, is expected to bring together businesses, entrepreneurs, and investors from across the country to showcase products and services and explore commercial opportunities. Speaking ahead of the fair, Head of Event and Partnerships at Channel 1 Television and Citi FM, Frema Edunyame, said this year's edition will feature a broader mix of businesses across key sectors, creating opportunities for enterprises to increase their market visibility.
We are talking about the 5 regions in the northern part of Ghana. That is the northern region, Savannah region, northeast, upper east, and upper west regions. We believe that businesses are doing amazing stuff, up there, but usually the stories that we hear coming from north, most of the times are not too pleasant. So we are either talking about rural-urban migration, we are talking about poverty, we are talking about, ethnic clashes and all. But what about the businesses who are manufacturing great products to solve issues, the services, the innovations? We believe that it's about time we retell the story of northern Ghana. And so this is a platform for businesses to showcase to the rest of Ghana and beyond what they are doing, their products, their services, their amazing innovation. This platform is not industry specific. So regardless of wherever you are coming from, agribusiness, finance, automobile, hospitality, education, fashion, cosmetics, you name it. Everyone is supposed to be there. You just need to be a Ghanaian business. Whatever you are doing should be produced right here in Ghana.
The Northern Business Fair, sponsored by EcoBank Ghana, the National Petroleum Authority (NPA), and the Ghana Export Promotion Authority (GEPA). And that's it for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I'm Nashika Caesar, grateful for your company. Sanda, back to you.
Thank you so much, Nerissa of the Citi Business Desk. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. When we return, it's Talkback.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Introducing Ghana's leading pay-as-you-copy photocopier leasing company. Lease an A4, A3, heavy-duty or production machine and pay for only the copies made or design your own payment plan. Simple and tietia. That's not all. Incredibly, toners, repairs, maintenance, follow-me printing, centralized tracking all come free of charge. Remember, financial prudence is the name of the game. Folks, forget about the expensive gimmicks and be smart. Join the hundreds of satisfied clients across all the 16 regions and every sector of the economy and save over 60% of your printing costs. Visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244-644048. Be prudent and lease a copier. Terms and conditions apply. Valex Lease is a wholly owned Ghanaian company. Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions.
That feeling when you're getting ready for work. Your shirt is still crumpled and the iron is just starting to warm up. Or you're late for the wedding and now about to blow dry your hair. Or you have just stocked up meat for the cold store and then suddenly, light off. Life just keeps getting paused. But what if your roof, yes, your roof, could keep things running in your homes and businesses? With EcoBank ASAP, you can switch to solar now by getting a loan to buy solar power systems with no upfront cost and easy repayment. Power your life through EcoBank's vetted solar vendors and lower your power bills over time.
Take back your power with EcoBank ASAP. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
HR is evolving. Are you ready? Join industry leaders, HR professionals, and business executives at HR Connect Conference 2026 for powerful conversations on transforming HR into a true driver of business growth and competitive advantage in Africa. The theme: from certification to competence, why elevating HR is critical for business growth and competitive advantage in Africa. The date, 30th and 31st of July 2026 at the Labadi Beach Hotel at 9 a.m. daily. Tickets are going for 2,000 Ghana cedis only. HR Connect Conference 2026. Connect,
Learn, lead, and transform.
Charlie, notifications. Oh, hey, you make hot pass.
Charlie, some small momo loan where I take. Deadline be last week. They know they allow me breathe.
You why you for breathe?
Hey, guy, we can't talk that.
You they go take money. Time catch. You know they won't pay back. Huh? You know say no they end with you, right? You pay back, the next person self get chance. Somebody will really they need them.
I never see him like that before. Make I do him now. And done.
That's how it's supposed to be. You be the dog.
Yeah, I mean that.
Responsible borrowing be the real flexo for today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. Borrow, sort am, pay back. No more day.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Yeah, welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. It's now time to hear from you in the segment we call Talk Back, where we put the microphone back into your hands and hear from you. Sami Yafi is here to help me do that. Sami, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Umaro. And before we do Talk
Back segment?
Remember, Talk Back is brought to you by Valex Lease Equip Limited. Valex Lease Affordable Document Management Solutions.
Indeed, Himothy sends a tweet and using the hashtag Eyewitness News. He says, reading the statement, he said, Umaro Sanda reading a statement purported to come from the IOCO without a signature is a problem. How do we rectify or certify its authenticity? Well, the statement had the electronic word signed, which is what they usually use for electronic statement, but there was no name under it, so we don't know who really signed that statement. That's what I was trying to say. Musa Batwa says no one is above the law, and our security agencies have the mandate to investigate anyone irrespective of political affiliation. Miracle is no exception. The MPP should stop unnecessarily politicizing the case and allow due process to take its course. Ohiniba Kwame Treme says, listening to the Ashanti Regional Communications Director on Citi, I can conclude why the NPP isn't attractive to the youth. Ohiniba continues to say, it is obvious the Baumia boys want Kweku Kwatin out. Those are messages from X. I mean, what do we have from WhatsApp?
Joseph says they should tell those jobless youth like me in front of Yoko the Amon Dennis is alleged being investigated over 55 million cedis. How many of them even have 10,000 cedis in their bank account? Politicians will always use such people to do their dirty games. A former accountant has started refunding, then Dennis needs to get steady. That's Joseph. Another one from Kekeli, your very good friend. It says, Yoko's press statement reads more like a suspicion than a case. A 55 million Ghana cedi allegation is serious, but suspected misappropriation isn't proof or detaining Dennis Miracles Abuaji since Saturday without confirmed access to counsel raises real issues in respect of Article 14.2 of the Constitution. Coming hours after he announced his MPP communications bid, the optics feel suspicious of political targeting rather than clean law enforcement. This is a defense of immunity. No one is against accountability, but Yoko must show its work, disclose whereabouts, grant counsel access promptly, and charge or release. Process protects everyone, including the institution's own credibility.
So, I mean, what I find interesting with the timeline of the arrest and more is that, so from the Iyoko statement, Dennis arrived in the country on Saturday night and he was stopped by immigration people and they delivered him to Iyoko Sunday morning. But Dennis's official Facebook and social media accounts released his official decision to run as communication director on Sunday, yesterday. Now, if he was indeed detained on Saturday night and arrested and put in detention, then he couldn't have been the one who publicized his campaign bid yesterday. So if the Iyoko statement is to be believed, then he was arrested before he publicized his campaign. If the Iyoko statement is not to be believed, then it means he publicized his campaign bid before he was arrested. But again, we need more clarity.
Sandra, what I also find interesting, if you read the Yoko statement, it says that he was put on the stop list, but they realized he had left the country before. So how can someone on a stop list? Does it mean he used the back door to travel outside the country so and they couldn't recognize him at the airport?
No, maybe he was wearing coolie hat. I think what happened from the statement, what I've learned from the statement is that they went to put a stop list on him because they wanted to arrest him this week. Yeah. By the time they went, they were told, oh, the guy, he left already. So this stop list is pointless. They said, okay, wait. So as soon as he arrived, the immigration service decided to arrest him. So the stop list, by the time he came here, at least that's what the EOCO statement without a name is saying to us. Yes. And maybe Mr. Monacha, you should get a name under your statement because now we don't know who we are quoting. All right, Sammy.
This one from your very good friend, Lexus Dale in London, says, Akati Raymond from Agoti Reporter says, MPP is just making empty noise to convince their followers that they are relevant. They should allow the law to flow naturally without fear or favor. The government must recover all loot, simple as that.
Nane Fenoku says, why should the arrest of Dennis Miracle Abuaji? Okay, another interesting thing from the EOCO statement, they said the Miracle is his nickname. It's not his real name because they say AKA Miracle. Miracles. Yeah, because the statement is
so the statement said Dennis Edward.
It's the arrest of Dennis Abuaji, AKA Miracles. So it means that.
But if you read some part of the statement, it mentions his full name. It said Dennis Edward Abuaji, aka Miracles.
Okay, you said Mr. Dennis. So that's the second line. Yeah. Mr. Dennis Edward Abuaji, former executive, blah, 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 aka Miracle. So it means that Miracle is his nickname. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So it says that why should the arrest of Dennis Miracle Abuaji cause public uproar? Accountability is a fundamental obligation of public office, and no public official is above the law. Francis says, one scandal, one arrest. Nkukon Kitinkiti fail. One arrest, flooding, one arrest. How long in government is sinking our democracy? How long is government sinking? Not sure, not getting, but it says the journalist holding brief for EOCO should beware when accepting government appointments. We are not in normal times. Francis, your message, Miss Chaka, I can't get it. Please help make it clearer next time.
James Adoboy Illa says the MPP should be aware that the law is no respecter of anyone and Miracles is no exception. What is intimidation when you have taken our money? They can demonstrate all they want. If wrongdoing is established, we'll arrest regardless of who you are. Abba and Papa Abba.
King Ray in East Legon says, is it the MPP and the political class, is the MPP and political class in general telling us that we should all become politicians who misconduct ourselves by stealing from the state and just be left alone without any accountability? Which one is if tables turn? Massa, should tables turn and someone has stolen from the state, they should be dealt with.
Jonah Kata in Osino says, please find out from your reporter whether Wuntumi is also there protesting. Greetings to Ankara. This guy's always giving shout out to this guy.
Who is he? Is it Ankara Sankara? I think he's incoming MPP parliamentary candidate for Solar Tuna Caliber.
He's always giving shout outs.
maybe he's hoping to be special assistant.
Kwame from Amasama says, I'm MPP, but I would never go on the street for any of these guys they arrest. When they are chopping, they didn't remember any of the people who worked hard for them to be in power.
Eddie Dija, please go up. I want to take the message from Isaac in Kaswa Iron City. So it says that Kenoforiata has opened the eyes of the
corruption
agencies now, so they don't lose guard for any former appointee to jackpot again from accountability. The MPP's claim that EOCO's arrest of Dennis Miracle Abuaji infringes on his rights is misleading. Arrests don't imply guilt. Accountability is essential. Miracle should clarify his financial management without invoking victimhood. The emergence of repayments by the other person that's the accountant indicates serious issues requiring investigation. This is a message from Wales Yoga in Abutia 30 in the Volta region.
Al-Hassan Handan from Nyonyo South says EOCO's recent arrests are not unprecedented. If anyone believes the agency has violated the constitution on individuals' rights, the proper remedy is to challenge its actions in court.
Richard in Amasaman says NPP must account for their 8 years of stewardship. Bible tells us in 1 Corinthians 4:2 or chapter 4 verse 2 that, quote, it is required in stewards that man be found faithful. For 8 years, Nanado and Baumia's appointees I can't continue to read the rest of your message. I mean, oral is in motion. Yes, the table will turn very soon, but until then, the MPP can shout and shout, but the law is the law. Oral must work. That's Kwame Inho.
Yawina Chimota says, my condolences to the people of Dabon. May his soul rest in perfect peace. In respect of the passing of the late Yana.
The late Yana. Another person also says, my condolences to the late Dagbon Ura Yana. May his gentle soul rest in peace. Mr. Umaru, has JFK forgotten what they did during their regime? They should give us a break. They should appeal if he has been arraigned to court, and if he's not arraigned to court, and if he's found not to be guilty, he would walk free. This is a message from Cornelius in Sunyani West in the Bono region. That's it. By way of talkback from your various platforms as you've been sending us messages. I did that with Sami Wiafi, and that's how we end tonight's edition of Eyewitness News, which came to you from our studios in Accra. I am Omar Rusanda Amado. I was joined by Jubi Wiafia Kente, who brought us news summaries. Nashika Caesar brought us business news. It was produced by Juliana Odami Asari, Beverly London, Sami Wiafi, Kwabena Wilson, Fred Tete Jabano. Technical support from Desmond Nyako. Don't forget that Talkback is brought to you by Vale's Lease Equipment Limited, and Vale's Lease is affordable document management solutions. I'm Umaru Sandamadu. We return tomorrow at 1700 GMT. Thank you for listening and have a good night.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, City 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at City 973.